up with a sense of direction and inspirations that will take you to new heights.
Through giving, we receive.
To succeed as an entrepreneur, you gotta find your purpose. You gotta find what drives you. You gotta find something that turns you on. And with this driving force, you will be unstoppable.
Hello, everybody out there. This is Samson coming to you from Los Angeles, California. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm sure all of you are very excited today for this fabulous event, webcast that we're having today. So I want to definitely congratulate all of you out there. I think almost everybody on this webcast is a good friend, also probably an entrepreneur like me. And living a great life somewhere in the world. So before we get to our main topic, I just want to wish everybody be safe and stay healthy. The last, I guess, few months in 2020, it's been a little bit crazy, right? Wouldn't you agree? And I've been talking to many of you from around the world and experienced the same thing. There's a lot of new challenges. There's a lot of things that are happening that seem to be out of our control. But, as a person, as an entrepreneur, I'm always very positive. Whatever's going on, we are the people that make a difference in the world, the people that have that positive mindset, the people that have the hope and faith. No matter, what religion, is not about that, but more of your own being, that we can keep moving forward toward a better world. Whatever is happening, I believe in life is always a lesson. So we're getting many of them right now. For example, like in Los Angeles, where I am, it's quite different being in California, where the government wants us to wear the mask, get locked down over and over again. Business open up and then closed again because the government says so. People cannot go to church. People cannot go out to eat. Have to, even outside, you have to wear the mask in 100+ degree Fahrenheit weather. Well, it is what it is. But you know what? We're not made to live this way. I mean, most of us have pretty much lived freely the way we want to live. And I remember a couple months ago, we got so tired of it. I just say, you know what? Got to go out. Went on a 2.5 to 3 weeks road trip, saw a beautiful US, came back with a totally different mindset. And life becomes a little bit different. I believe that every one of us through life, we have some ups and downs. And now more than ever, we need to be more aware, I think, of what is happening and what we can do about it. So today, during this time of change, we have the very, very privilege of inviting an incredible lady. I've known her for, I think 15 years now. Know her pretty well, seen her create success around the world, even 15 years ago. And she's somebody I look up to, an amazing friend, like a sister. and I've seen her help thousands and thousands of people around the world to change their lives. And we're all in it together. And when we're talking, she really wanted to, it came upon us that maybe we need to share some good stuff with our friends and families from around the world. So we're very fortunate to have with us from 0 to a billion, philanthropist, incredible lady, heart of gold. Please welcome my good friend, Kim Hui. Hello, Kim. How are you? Are you out there?
Yes, I am. Hello, Samson. Hello, all of our audiences, our friends from all over the world. I am sitting here at home in a beautiful Southern California. You can see the sun's still about to set in LA. So
that's a real sunset, not like my green screen palm tree in the back.
Oh, come on, you're too humble. You have a gorgeous sunset too, I'm sure, from your home.
Well, thank you for taking the time. No, like I was saying, I think we're all aware from around the world, no matter what country we're in, it's times of change, big changes. And yeah, and I believe, you know what, no matter how we look at it, positive or negative, it is what we can make out of it. And I'm glad tonight that you can share some of your wisdom.
I don't know about wisdom, but I could certainly share some of my thoughts and how myself came from where we came from to where I am, the state of mind of where I am today. So I'll be glad to share with you. And as you were doing the opening, Samson, you had talked about what's happening in California and all that stuff. And I'm sure that we have guests from all over the world that's on this call. I'm sure that you had went through as I had, and we all had. And I remember before this breakout, Samson, I in January of this year, I was in India. And in India, when I was about to come home, I saw what was happening, through media, through social media. I saw what's happening in Greater China. And so when I came, I go, wow, okay, that's Asia. And so when I got home, later on, it started to spread to the US. And I remember, hearing the versions, the official narratives from the media. It was kind of scary, people dropping dead on the streets or whatnot. At least that's what was, being broadcast. And so I personally went from very afraid. I mean, I was so paranoid that I would wear double gloves when I go to the supermarket. I would wear masks. And so, but as time went on, I began to question the version that we've been told. As I was looking at it, I just couldn't believe it. I'm sure, Samson, you and I lived in America for about the same time, over 40 years. And so as I was looking around, I just absolutely could not believe how we are all told to walk around with masks on. It's a scene that I've never seen before, that people were afraid to connect with one another. Like, I remember there were times in a supermarket when somebody sneezes, I'm like, dude, stay away from me, It was that kind of fear. And so, but as I begin to calm down and evaluate what's happening in our lives and how we're dealing with our own lives, watching how we interact with our parents, with the elderly, and it's just the distinct separation of relationship, I begin to question. And so as I begin to question, you and I often talk about things, we begin to do our own research and came to the understanding that, wow, what a pandemic. So anyway, so today's talk is about, and I know a lot of people, this is not to undermine any of you, whatever you're facing, but I just want to share with you from my perspective, how these unprecedented changes. I mean, let's look at this right now. Whatever we're facing, not only in America, but as a community, the human race, this is unprecedented of what's happening around the world. And so in a way, to me, I realize that this is very exciting times that we lived in. We chose to come into this space and time on earth to witness what's happening. So there's a window of excitement. And so what I like to do, Samson, is that before I begin to share that how I came out of it, and also how I view what is in store for me as an entrepreneur, maybe I can share my view. And but before I do that, I like to ask a couple of things of the audience. And so first of all, I like to ask that whatever, when you see, as we come into the call, many of us that are witnessing this unprecedented change, and we listen to calls, listen to media, whatever that might be, we're looking for answer. We're seeking answers. And oftentimes I realized that the answers will come in forms that's not from our past. So what I like to do today of our audiences is that whatever, in order for us to make this call impactful, to really, hopefully digest, absorb the information, integrate it ourselves, I like to ask two things from our audiences, okay? And including you, Samson, okay? I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from. First, I would like to ask whatever past understanding that you have of yourself, of society, whatever this thing so-called of the past, who we are, what we've accomplished, whatever that might be, our past, I ask you to drop it, okay? To take a deep breath, drop it. Do not worry. If you don't like it, at the end of the call, you can go back and reclaim your past, okay? So at this moment, just whatever past thoughts, past answers, past projections, drop it, okay? Now, at the same time, whatever we think of our future, what the future should be, what we're gonna achieve, what it should be, also drop it. I know that to some people it's uncomfortable. Do not worry. When we're done with this call, you can always go back and reclaim your old thoughts. One of the reasons why I like to ask of the audiences to do that is because in order for us to come up with solutions, new solutions for the new situation, we can't use past thinking, because past thinking will only bring about the past, the old solutions to a new problem. So I like to, so when you take away the past and when you take away the future, you drop it. What do we have? We have now. We have a window of opportunity to look into our lives. So remove the past, take away the future for a second, and come into the now. Whatever worry you have, whatever projection, whatever things that you like, it's that moment of silence. And often it's in between thoughts, the past and future, in between thoughts. That's when we learn to tap into our creativity. And so the reason why this idea came to me like that was, when many years ago, when I began my journey, oh my gosh, almost 30 years ago, when I began my journey as an entrepreneur, one of the first books I was asked to read, I was recommended to read, was a book by Napoleon Hill called Think and Grow Rich. And they said that all the secrets of becoming wealthy, becoming rich is in that book. Now, because they said that you will find the secret to success. You will find the secret to the riches in life in that book. Every secret, every word is written in that book. And I remember at that time, I was down and out. I said, if the secret is in that book, I'm going to flip through that book. I'm going to read that book word for word. I'm going to find that secret. I'm going to find it. And I'm going to do it to what it takes. And you know what? I must have read that book 2 to 3 times, one sitting, trying to find out the answer. After 2 or 3 times, I said, why do they make it everything buried in there? I said, why couldn't they just make things simple? Just, hey, say, the secret to success, to life, to the riches of life is to document it for me. Bullet 1, 2, 3, 4. But it didn't. It was all buried in there. And so as I was reading that book, I was reading with my past thoughts of who I was, what I want to accomplish, what I thought how to solve problem, and my projection of what the future would be, what my future should be. So I was playing in that realm, that dimension of looking for answer. I couldn't find it. Because oftentimes, here's what I realized. It really, it came to me. It really came to me when I was preparing for this talk for the Cantonese group, and today in English and tomorrow in Mandarin, was that it came to me saying, I couldn't, in the past, I couldn't explain how I got to where I am today, but I couldn't explain it. I just went out and did it. But in this process of doing my work, I'm able to put together what I'm about to show you, okay? That what as human beings in our past for thousands, hundreds of years, that we have been operating in our left brain, by the left brain, our logical mind. Just give me the logic, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, how to get there. But you know what? The secret to life, it's not through your logical mind. Certainly, the logic helps us to function in the practical world, but at the same time, to really, truly, to tap into the abundance that life has to offer us, we've got to operate from a whole different space, not from the logical mind. Because you think about this, for those of you that don't know my story, I will share with you later on, okay? So how could this girl that came from Hong Kong, 41 years ago to America, didn't speak a word of English, born in a poor family, and to become, blessed to live where I live, to be who I am today? I mean, really, truly, the blessing of the abundance of life. So in that journey, I discovered that we must drop the past, future to tap into in anything in life, regardless of what circumstances, what's happening, that there is always that window of opportunity. Like Samson talked about, through this pandemic, through whatever it is, the lockdown. But there's also, for those who chose to see the window, they always find a way. And so the window of opportunity exists for all of us. Why? Because I believe our path as human race, our path is abundance. The universe has handed us, we are the most powerful being on earth. I mean, powerful in terms of not egotistically, that we have this body so powerful that we can't even comprehend what we can do. But the universe, the creator, whatever faith you believe in, the creator has given us abundance. That's our path in life, is abundance. Now, there's a difference between abundance and luxury, okay? So abundance is out there. The key thing is, how do we tap into this? And how do we get it? So I come together to put together these cards, because I feel like these cards will be able to paint a picture that people will easily grasp, okay? So if you, and for those of you that are new to our podcast and that are new to me and Samson, some of you, might know the story, some of you doesn't matter. That I want you to look at someone like ourselves, like me. I'm a housewife. How did we, from my kitchen with a group of my friends, to build a platform, to build a company that went from 11 years ago, almost 11 magical numbers, but almost 11 years ago, from my kitchen table with a couple of us, that we went out there and built $1 billion brand. I mean, you think about this, a bunch of quote unquote nobodies, but yet a bunch of powerful human beings attract other human beings. So abundance is out there. So how do we tap into this? How do we get about doing that? It's all started with your vision. What's vision? Why is it important to have vision? Vision meaning, what are the things you want? What are some of the aspirations? What are some of the inspirations of things you want in life? So rather than focusing on media, oh, what's happening? So many people have corona, whatever crap, okay? So, okay, drop it. So instead of focusing on that stuff, focusing on the positive, because we have a window. It's the right to choose is within all of us. We all have a choice to choose what we look at. So that window here. So why is it important to have a vision? What are some of the things that you look for? What are some of the things you aspire? Maybe a space for yourself, maybe a happy family, happy retirement, quality time with your kids. Go have great activity with with loved ones, with friends. So these are the vision. These are the inspirations. Why are these important? Because the visions, your naked eyes cannot yet see, but it's in the brain. It's like turning on the light. The head, you turn on the light, shine the light on what you want. For when it's like walking to a dark room, you can't navigate. But when you walk into a room with the lights on, you can navigate the space of what you want. This is like your GPS. It kind of guides you. See, whatever I'm talking about might not make sense to you right now yet, but when I'm done with this whole thing, it will make a lot more sense. Because to me, life, this thing called life, sometimes in the process of the journey, it might not make sense. But when you get to the end of the journey, things begin to make sense because we begin to connect the dots of all the path that took us to where we are. Okay, so your vision. What is your vision? What do you want? How do you want to live your life? Really, this is perfect time, guys. Whatever this lockdown, wherever we're all at home, it gives us time to tap into that space of focusing what we want. Okay, so this is the vision, inspiration, okay, of what we want. Now, with this vision, okay, how do we go about bring that into reality? Into reality whereby our eyes can see. Okay, look at this beautiful, gorgeous sunset. You could see that. So bringing that into reality. How do we do that? How do we go about and download the creator, the universe has in store for us? How do we download? Okay, see this? Guys, I did my homework. Okay, I did a lot of work to produce this. Okay, so how do we download to bring our vision into reality? See that golden key? So there are keys where we can unlock that myth, okay, to bring it down into reality. So first, in order to make that happen, that vision, your inspiration, these are things that you want, okay? Things that you want. Past and future away. Things that you want. Download it, key number one. Key number one, you've got to have trust. What is trust? Trust is beyond belief, because belief to me is man-made, but trust is innate. Trust is something that you know within you. It's that sense of knowing, okay? So you got to trust that plan. You got to trust that the universe has the path of abundance. What is trust? Trust is like this little baby trusting the mother. When a little baby came on earth, got out of the birth canal, baby trusts the mother. It doesn't know any better. It's just trust is trusting the sun will rise and the sun will set. Okay, so that is trust, that we know the sun will rise every morning and sun will set. And even though there might be times that are cloudy, we can't see it, but it still exists. See, guys, whatever I'm sharing with you, it might not be visible to your physical eye, but it already existed. Because in the past 11 years, many, many lives across the globe have changed. So now I'm able to articulate it in a way that I can explain it. In the past, I only know how to do. Okay, now I'm able to explain that. So through a lot of work, a lot of meditation, a lot of really like, okay, all right. So trust, like the baby trusting the mother. Think about that. In this case, your dreams, your vision is like a baby. You are the mother to that baby. How well are you protecting your baby? How well are you taking care of your vision? Because the vision is somewhere over here. When we have the vision, okay, when we have the vision, the things that we could see. Now, why is vision so important? When you have the vision, well, I'll get to that in a second, okay? So when you have a vision, the vision is vibrating in a different frequency. But we're gonna be able to download that into this earthy plane, okay? So now, so you gotta trust the plan. You gotta trust that, you know what? I am destined to have abundance in life. I mean, you gotta trust that. I mean, I will share that story later on in a little bit when I go through the PowerPoint, okay? So you gotta trust the plan. It's your own plan. I hope you trust it. We certainly have a choice. Whatever choice you took in the past, If it haven't taken you to where you want to be in life, you know what? Maybe we ought to change. Okay. So trust the plan. Second thing, very important, is to feel it. How do we download that and bring about into reality? Okay. You got to feel it. See, when I saw this picture, look at this man. This man was so, I don't know if you can see his eyes. My God. I mean, look at this. When I see this, he is like feeling it. It's beyond love for your spouse or for your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. It is a love for yourself. Look at this. Wow. I mean, this is like feeling it. Okay. So when you feel it, like whatever your vision for what you want to accomplish is, okay, you got to feel it. You got to feel like as it happened. Because when you feel it, this emotion, when you feel it, that feeling, when you feel good, that as this has already happened, when you feel good, you're able to elevate yourself, increase your vibration, because this feel good is in a higher vibration. Increase your vibration and bring it into this reality. Okay, you got to feel it. And I have a story I want to share with you about feeling it. Many years ago, gosh, I don't know, almost 30 years ago, when I started this platform, this industry, you know, after graduating from college, you know, I went to work for a Fortune 500 company. And anyway, long story short, I got laid off and I didn't know what I was going to do. So when I got involved in this industry, my teacher at that time in this platform, in this industry, told me, Kim, you got to go out there and talk to all the people you knew. So I went and called all of my college friends, the people that I went to college with. And I went to also call the job that I got laid off. I called my coworkers. Well, guess what? After some enrolled, some rejected me, many laughed at me, some enrolled and quit, and many avoided my phone calls. So one night after an opportunity meeting, and then at that time we can go to opportunity meeting. So I remember one night after the opportunity meeting, I went home, it was really late, like 11:30 at night or whatever. So I went home, no business partner, nobody want to join me, or they joined me, they quit. And I think that night I got stood up. Okay, you know, several people said they would have come join me to look at the opportunity, but they never showed up, and without even the courtesy to call me. Okay, but anyway, so I went home, and I went in there, and I work on my feel. Now I couldn't explain to you back then what I did, but now it's beginning to make sense, because sometimes our journey, during the journey, doesn't make sense, but when you get to the end of the journey or in that path, things begin to make sense. So I went in front of the mirror. I remember 11:30 at night, in front of the mirror, looking at the mirror and playing up what I wanted. I said, someday I will be in a global stage sharing my dream of how I got to where I am, or my dreams, what I did to achieve what I want in life. And you know what? And I worked it and I worked it and I felt it. I remember looking at the mirror, 11:30, 11:45 at night. I was feeling so much of that vision of global stage, telling people and achieving things I want in life. And tears started to roll down my cheek. Now, left brain will say, this woman is crazy, talking to the mirror, crying. Now, what was it that triggered me to cry? There was nothing happened. No words were, not even one word were uttered through my mouth. But it was me looking at the mirror, playing it, feeling it, just loving, trusting that, and begin to bring that down. And I was tearing up. Time after time, I work on my dream. I work on my vision. Now, I didn't get to where I am overnight. It took a lot of work. And that work, it wasn't hard physical work. It's that to learn to control, to learn not to react to our circumstances, our situations. So anyway, so key number one is that you got to trust your vision, okay? Trust that vision. Key number two, you got to feel it. Because when you see look at this dude. Look at how in love he is. I mean, may not be in love with some girl or guy, whatever, but it's in love with his plan, okay? So, and number three keys, three major keys. The number 3 keys, first, you have to learn the path, okay? Learn the trick of the trade, okay? Learn the trick of the trade. And then you have to plan it, okay? Then you have to work it. I mean, Samson, you and I have learned, plan, and work. Now, Samson, did every time we plan something, we work something, did it always work out, Samson?
No, actually, no. But you know what though? I think you know, working the business, we all understand that you can have the best plan, but the possibilities are infinite out there. So you kind of have to go with the flow in a way. No, that's what I think.
You're gonna trust the flow. Absolutely.
You gotta trust the flow. You gotta trust the flow. I think you know. I would say that for those of you who don't know, you know. What Kim is talking about is way better than the law of attraction.
It's beyond. It's absolutely, it's beyond. It's like the grandmother of law of attraction. Okay.
That's right.
So,
that's right. Because I think, you know, like as you were talking, unfortunately, you know, I'm a very logical guy.
I think you're beginning to shift, Samson.
but what happened though is that through the last few years, especially, I did learn a lot about how things work, you know, inside our head and also outside in the world. And what Kim says, I would tell you, all of you out there, is exactly the path that many successful people talk about. And you can see is not only what Kim is talking about, you see her state of being. I guess you can say like that vibration, the frequency where Kim is, but the feel you get from her. And it's sometimes when I look back, compare, for example, where Kim is today, what she's talking about, and maybe 20, 30 years ago, where I had no idea. You know, when you're young, you're always looking for the success. You're not there yet, but the trusting the vision, the plan, and then also the elevated emotion of really being in it. That's very important. I remember, you don't know Kim, but when we first started, right? Sometimes you call me in the morning, right? Are you still sleeping yet? Wait. Yeah, no, I'm not sleeping, but yeah, maybe dreaming, right?
You were sleeping.
But, you know, but what I consider part of making your dream a reality, I was literally maybe go, you know, I worked at the auctioneer. I would go, you know, I would see fancy cars and, you know, that would be my dream. And sometimes like, I see a car, like I actually would sit in it at the auction, right? I get to sit in the car and rev the engine. So you got to create your reality somehow, yeah? Absolutely.
And so I hope that these 9 things, several cards I shared with you, it really took a lot of love to kind of like to put it into a physical form in this reality for people to understand what it took to get to where we are. And so, and I remember, Samson, when we first got started with a couple of us in LA and several of our friends in Hong Kong and Taiwan and Indonesia, we started building this global brand. I mean, you know, Samson, you think about it. Did we ever have any idea that we're able to set footprints in over 100 countries and territories?
No, all I can remember is you saying, we're going to build this global business. I'm like, where?
At that time, only in Diamond Bar. So, you know, what I like to do, Samson, I want to continue on to really bring these thoughts and to bring this concept, okay? And how through story, because people learn through stories, how to bring it into a full circle and deliver the points, okay? So remember, still past, future, still leave it alone, okay? So, because in this space, we're able to receive, okay? All right, now, so what I'm gonna show you something is, see, as entrepreneurs, in the beginning, most of us, you know, for survival, we you know, most people in the beginning are in survival mode. And so most of us in the beginning are seeking for material wealth, right? So for us, me, a few of our friends, you know, after you go on this journey, you got a little bit of the things out of the way. You know, it's really about meanings in life. The richest riches in life rather than material. Okay, so obviously, you know, getting the material out of the way is important, but really it's about meaning in life. And so the PowerPoint I'm about to show you, it's really about the riches of life in life, the riches in life, not so much of luxury, but really of abundance. And to me, abundance represent is, this is abundance. Abundance is this. I done my homework. One moment. Okay. To me, abundance.
Okay. Where's Kim? Are you back?
I'm back.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
back.
back. Okay,
Oh, a
great.
moment. Can you
It's
see
so
me?
intense, the
I'm
energy.
so intense. It says, okay, it's the frequency is too high, okay? Okay, anyway, so did you see the abundance? Let me do it again. It's so cool. Okay, did you guys see this? This is so heavy. You see this? This is abundance in life. Whew. Got my workout of the day. Okay, did you guys see the abundance? Am I on?
You are on. Yeah, very good.
Okay, now-
We saw the basket.
All right, the basket is very heavy. It's a very special bowl from my friends in Australia. Okay, so let me do this. Let me share a PowerPoint I prepared to deliver the points. Woo, 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 woo. Slideshow, play from start. Okay, so, you know, after we get kind of the money issue out of the way, for me, and I hope that the meaning, you know, from material, it's really now more than ever, what humanity is seeking for is a meanings in life, meaning rather than material. So what I'm about to show you is what I call my riches in life, my riches of life. You know, like Samson, myself, and many others, we have traveled the last 11 years, in a few days of 11 years. The last 11 years, we've traveled to, I don't know, myself, I went to close to 50 countries or maybe even more. And so for businesses, and at the same time, it's, you know, in that journey of working all there is a side seeking for meaning. And so what I'm about to show you is a PowerPoint. It is my riches of life. And so these are, besides working and travel business, these are my rich of life. Good friends that had traveled to the Great Wall of China. Okay, you know, it is something that, you know, I suppose my human roots, well, my this life root is Chinese, you know. So, you know, it's a thing that most Chinese wants to do, is to walk on the Great Wall of China. And I was able to do that with a group of my friends, you know, outside of business. Think about that. I mean, when you see some of these things, you got to walk that journey to really feel it. Okay. So to walk on the Great Wall of China, and then, oops, do you see? Okay. And then, well, you see who's in the picture. Then I think one year, Samson and I had a speaking engagement in Europe. We were in Amsterdam and in Europe speaking. And after that, we went on to Jordan. Okay. Now, I want to share that with you. This is the richest in life. This is my meaning. And as an entrepreneur, I remember my vision board. One of my dream vision, one of my thing was to go to Petra. Okay. Now, I remember in the beginning, whenever I look at the magazine of this place, this Petra, I have no idea what it is or what was called back then. But whenever I look at that picture, I said, someday I'm going to go there. I didn't know what someday, that dream might have been 30 years. But, you know, so it happens to be, we were in Amsterdam, and then we decided to went over to the Middle East. Okay. So we were all over Jordan. We went there, and then we also went to the Dead Sea, to flow in the Dead Sea, to kind of release whatever don't serve us and to absorb all the minerals in life. So that, folks, see, these are meanings. These are not just pretty pictures. There's a story behind the picture. As an entrepreneur, these are things that motivated me. When people are laughing at me, they don't believe in me, guess what? I felt it. I said, someday I trust the plan. I trust that I'm bound to walk on it. So went on to Jordan, and then with a group of friends, went into Angkor Wat in Cambodia. Okay. Angkor Wat is also another one of those places that calls my soul. So I went there with a group of my friends. Some of you, my Chinese friends, might recognize Professor Aimo. We even took him, the statue, took him out of Angkor Wat and moved him there. Just kidding. He was with us on this journey in Angkor Wat. Okay. So see, again, these are things that I was, that these are some of my fuels that drive me. You got to find something that drives you. I don't know what motivated you, what motivates you, what gets you up in the morning. Focus, have that window, focus on the things that you want. Your vision board, okay? Then another place I've always wanted to go is called a place called Bhutan. To hike up to the tiger's nest. It is like a 7-hour trip. Trekking, hiking, okay? So thank goodness I still have the, we're still young and healthy, able to do that. And a group of my friends, we trek up 7 hours back and forth to Tiger's Nest. When you're up there, it is just beyond words. So these are the things, my meaning in life. See, meaning versus material. To me, these are the richest in life, of life for me, okay? So another place I've always wanted to go is India. So this place I went to India, a place called Rishikesh. Rishikesh is known in the world as the home of yoga. Okay. Also, I read a lot of books and whatnot, and there's a place, an ashram, that I've always wanted to go visit. And that ashram is a Sri Baba. Okay. So it's a place I've always wanted to go. And, you know, it's just how serendipity, how everything came about that, you know, I want to see the Ganges River. You know, they call it the Holy River in India, you know, go to the cave to meditate, just, you know, it just, and then to hike the Himalayas. Wow. You know, I need a lot more workout to hike the Himalayas. But the picture you see right there, we hiked up a long time, but we were at the base of the foothills of Himalayas, where we were all pointing, they up there high in the clouds. That's what Himalayas was. Okay. So, and also to you know, these are the things that my soul is yearning for. I've always wanted to go to a ceremony in India where they play, you know, kirtan, and they chant and they dance, and we were able to do that. It was so surreal. I mean, I want to share this with you. Think about it. We are blessed to be chosen, or we chose to come to this lifetime on earth right now. If you are given the opportunity to live on earth, you can choose. It's a choice. These are things you can choose. There are so many places to see, absolutely so many places in the world to see. So I made it one of my meanings, one of my fuels, one of my dreams to go. So India was another place I went and visit. So another place I've always wanted to see is the North Pole. Okay. To see the aurora borealis. I mean, many people they went many times, they couldn't see it, but I was very fortunate. The first night came out there, up there, many hours, couldn't see it. But the second night, didn't give up. Went up there, and I finally saw the borealis. Look at that. When he came out, it's like, oh, whatever thoughts, whatever chatter, and go, wow. I mean, wow, it's just magical, okay? So also went to North Pole and went to Santa Claus's house. I didn't know he had a house in North Pole. He really does. So that was Santa Claus's house in North Pole, okay? Now, so I have many lists that I wanted to hit. Well, this year I was supposed to go to Machu Picchu, even bought the airplane ticket in Peru, and I was gonna go to Egypt. Well, things happen, you know, life happens, right, in life. And so this thing called COVID-19 hit. Can't go anywhere. Well, guess what? There's always a window of opportunity. When the lockdown came, guess what? As long as there's a hotel that's open, we're there. So we went on a road trip with the family, okay? And, you know, along the road trip, we met some business partners and talk about life and talk about business. So, you know, since I couldn't be in Egypt, I found myself in the Narrows in Utah on the hike. I found a perfect pyramid rock. So I said, I'm going to lean on there because that's my temporary feel of the pyramid. Okay. So this is See, there, no matter what happens, this happened in COVID-19 or whatever lockdown, crazy thing, pandemic, okay? So guess what? There's always a window of opportunity to seize the opportunity and go make it happen while many folks stay home. And I say, you know what? It's up to us to manifest. And so, and next, I want to talk about bring it back home. Now, many of you see my role in the business world, whatever you want to call me. The way I don't look at myself as a coach, as a teacher, none of that stuff. I just do what I came to life to do, to honor my purpose. So these are two of my roles that are very near and dear to my heart, okay? One of them is my role as a daughter. And the other one is my role as a mother, okay? My role as a daughter, my mother, some of you heard the story or read my book. My mother, who has only maybe second or third grade of education, but she is the most well-read woman I know. One of my mother's lifelong dream, ever since I was a child, she would tell me how beautiful Europe. And she says, you know what? This one dream of mine is to go to Europe, to go to Paris. And so as a daughter, as of my role, and I took on that joy of taking my mom to Europe, to honoring her wish. Now, you see the face of my mom, very happy, but even happier is my face. That you had the opportunity to honor your mother's wish. And also her wish was one of my drive as an entrepreneur. I grew up in a poor family. My parents came to the United States. My daddy was 50 something at that time, you know, came to the US, didn't speak a word of English, okay? My dad had to work odd jobs. My mom had to work odd jobs and scrubbing other people's toilets and working in a noisy restaurant. I told myself, I will be wealthy so that my mother don't have to scrub nobody's toilet. I will be wealthy so I would take care of my parents. And so I was it was very fulfilling for me as a daughter to be able to fulfill my mom's wish, okay? So taking her to all over Europe. Besides Paris, we went over to Italy, Switzerland, so went all over. And as a matter of fact, look at my son back then. This is many years ago. This was somewhere in Europe with my son. So my other role as a mother, I believe that we all have the responsibility as parents to be an example, to be able to show my son, our children, what we can do, rather than just talking, but show them. And so these are my roles that I was able to do. And as a mom, I'm very happy, as a human being for that matter, to be able to break that family, to disrupt that family pattern. Because I grew up in a very poor family, never gone anywhere. All my clothes, all my stuff were passed down. It's all hand-me-down, not passed down, hand-me-down. It's all from cousins, other people. In the beginning, when we first came to the United States, our means of shopping were at Goodwill, buying secondhand clothing. I mean, think about where it came from. And so, and through example, as a mother, I'm able to offer a different lens for my son to see in different parts of the world. It's really, what are we able, and by seeing that lens is there, that lens is also my lenses of life, how I look at life and how I view things, okay? And life truly is a journey. Now my parents is talking recently with my husband and my parents, my daddy in his mid-90s. And I'm very blessed for them to be still alive with us and healthy. And so life is a journey. You know, sometimes as I look back, the journey didn't make sense. Like maybe this pandemic didn't make sense, but there's much greater plan and greater work in place that's invisible to us, unbeknownst to us. Things are at work. You got to trust that. Look at my son. Who would have known the little baby in your picture that you saw? It's grown up to be a beautiful teenager. It is a journey. Sometimes it doesn't make sense in the process. But when you look at the end of it, look at the end of one journey, you look back and say, that's what happened, okay? And so, and I look at every single day, it's a gift. It is an opportunity to change every single day. every single day to change. And I'll share with you what I have realized during this pandemic, okay? And every day is our chance to change. So whatever, you know, don't dwell on the past. Past is past. Remember, past, future, take away first. It's every moment, every day, we can choose to change. We can choose to grow. This is seed of life. And I think this picture tells it all. These are very special pictures to me because the left picture, that was me when I was, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. That was the first picture I have ever taken in my entire life. I think it's a hand-me-down dress too. Somebody gave us that dress. But anyway, so that was my very first picture in my life. I think 4 or 5 years old. Then the second picture is a very special picture because that was when we first came to the United States. I was 14 years old. You see that outfit? I think that's a hand-me-down from cousins or whatever, okay? And that vehicle, that car I was sitting on, that's our family's, my dad's first car. It was a 1960-something, a Plymouth, a Chrysler. Big old car, gas guzzler. But we were so proud with that car because we had a vehicle to move around. That's why I took a photo on that vehicle when I was 14 years old. Now fast forward that 41, 42 years later. Who would have thought that little girl in black and white with that face of curiosity, with that bravery of to wonder what's happening in this, to looking forward to the wonders of life, to be where we are here today. And so I hope that PowerPoint give you upliftment and understanding that life is an evolvement of the seeds of change. And if you look at the black and white photo and that photo when we first came to the United States, and sometimes I like, why me? You know, I was born in a poor family, watching my parents suffered. I mean, you know, of poverty and work hard and, you know, it's just being not respected by others. I'm like, why? But now looking back, I was set in place. That inspired me to do something. That inspired me to change. And so as we look at life, it might not make sense. You know, maybe times were tough. It might not make sense, but understand something. It is for a reason for us to grow, for us to change. And so I hope that quick PowerPoint gives you also upliftment of a reflection into your life. Look at me. Many of you, perhaps you're born in a family a lot more wealthy than mine. A lot more better condition financially than whatever I grew up in. But look at this. I mean, this is not to brag, but I really, this is what I wake up to every day. And before I go to bed, this is what I go to every night. I remember, look at this, guys. You know, I'm not someone to go, look at my lifestyle. No. This is meaning. I hope that through this, I'm able to, I think I only did it one time to my friend in Vietnam, but I never done this. Look at, I remember when we were growing up, you know, we were like 6 of us were living in a, like maybe, I don't know, 1/3, 1/5 of the pool. 6 of us living in a house like that size. So all is possible. And I guess, you know, Samson, before I turn the mic back to you, here's what I realized, guys. Here's what I've learned, and I'm able to articulate it, is that it is time. Whatever's happening to human mankind right now, that it is time that each and every single one of us, including me, this is what I realized. And that's what I do every day now. And I had a conversation with my teenager son, okay? He'll be 17 soon. So I had a conversation, say, you know what, son, every day, this is what I do, what I said to them and what I'm doing, okay? Every day, we have to take responsibility and accountability of our thoughts and our action. You know, in some areas of my life, I'm very positive. When it comes to business, when it comes to my dream, positive. But there are some areas of my life that need to work. And so it come to a point where every day I remind myself, this is a new me. Every day, the window of opportunity, that window, every day, I said, I'm taking responsibility of my thoughts and my action. And I hope you will too. For you are in that field. You got to protect your field to increase, to get what you want, download what you want in life. You got to protect your field and also increase your vibration. So anyways, I hope that this talk is as meaningful to you and fun as it was for me preparing it and delivering it, because it all came from my heart, and I'm sure that you could feel it. And that's why I choose to do it outdoor today, because lockdown, official narrative, official version is their version. I don't have to succumb to their version, because that liberation is within. So thank you very much, Samson. Back to you.
Wow, amazing. I'm excited. Nobody could have said it better than you. And we're lucky to have you to blaze the trail for many of us, not only in business, I mean in life, because it is what you say it is. We all have choices. If we take responsibility of it, we create our own reality, aside from whatever else is happening out there. So that's great advice. So, and a lot of inspiration there. Yeah, I think, when we get trapped into what's on TV, what's on media, we forget to spend time to think about the things that are important to us, on a daily basis, right? You cannot blame people who you don't interact every day. You are the one responsible for it. So
that's right. Go, if you're not happy with whatever reality you're seeing, go make a new one. And remember, whatever, I hope that you really get something, okay? Past, look, whatever we share with you, you have the window to create a new one. This, whoosh. But if not, you can go pick up whatever you drop and you pick it up if you want to. But I do hope that you go out there and create a new reality, because we are meant to live in abundance.
That's beautiful. Abundant. You know what? I think I can actually even put living in abundance is living in change, isn't it? Because,
absolutely.
Right? It's constant possibilities, constant change that we have. When it's all up to us to make a choice, right? To choose. We have the power of choice to change. Awesome.
Let's take responsibility every single day. Fill your mind with positive thought, positive action, and let's create a better world. Yeah. Because I believe, when we change ourselves, our world begin to change.
Yeah. Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much for your time and your wisdom and your little cards and pictures. It's awesome.
my little artistry. Thank you.
Anyway, I just want to say thank you, and then also want to acknowledge the people logging in from all over the world. I mean, I was just going through the list as you were talking. We had people from Canada, the U.S., Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Korea, all over the place. Nice. It's incredible. So, this is a gift to all of you out there. And we want to see you again very soon.
And it's a gift for me also. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to do that. So, and thank you, Samson, as always, for 11 years being that pillar of strength and relentlessly being the support for the team. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm just holding space, hanging out with my colorful shirt. So.
All right.
All right.
Great day, great evening, great morning, great night, everyone.
Okay. Bye-bye. Love and blessings, everybody. Stay safe and healthy. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.